Hey everyone, this is Van from Aorus, and today we're going to take a look at the brand new B550 Aorus Pro gaming motherboard. In this video, we'll go over the design of this motherboard, discuss some of the cutting edge features, and then we'll talk about who this board is meant for. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Our new B550 platform is designed to bring flagship level features to the mainstream audience for a very affordable price point. The B550 Aorus Pro supports features such as PCIe Gen 4, which gives your PC extra performance, bandwidth, and speed. In addition to this, the motherboard delivers unprecedented value while offering a next-generation VRM layout, improved VRM cooling, and it offers seamless compatibility with the latest Ryzen CPUs. Compared to the last generation, the B550 Aorus Pro features plenty of improvements across the board. This makes it a great option for those who are in the market for a B550 motherboard. For $179.99, this is the best mid-range motherboard that you can buy on the market. The first feature I want to go over for the B550 Aorus Pro is the ultimate power design. The B550 Aorus Pro is equipped with a true 12+2 digital VRM design. Each phase is capable of delivering up to 50 amps of power, and this is a big step up when it comes to power delivery, as the power design is very similar to our higher tier motherboard, the X570 Aorus Ultra. This means that the new B550 Aorus Pro can fully support AMD's Ryzen 3000 series of processors, and even the high-end Ryzen 9 3950X. With this type of power design, you can be confident that this motherboard will allow you to draw the full performance out of any AMD Ryzen CPU. The next feature on this motherboard is the advanced thermal design. The B550 Aorus Pro has the direct touch cooling technology and fins array heatsink, which is found on our higher-end X570 platform. With the direct touch heat pipe being able to contact the VRMs, this guarantees great heat dissipation and provides exceptional cooling performance. Fins array technology uses multiple fins on the heatsink to help greatly improve cooling performance. Fins array technology increases the area of heat dissipation by 300% when compared to a traditional heatsink of the same size. With the integration of the advanced thermal design, the B550 Aorus Pro provides a stable platform and optimal temperatures for both gaming and content creation. PCIe Gen 4 is one of the biggest highlights when it comes to this motherboard. It has a full PCIe Gen 4 x16 slot and 2 additional Gen 4 M.2 slots. This makes the B550 Aorus Pro a great option for those of you who are looking for a future-ready platform. PCIe Gen 4 allows you to take full advantage of next-generation SSDs, such as the Aorus NVMe Gen 4 SSD, which offers unprecedented read and write speeds of up to 6,500 megabytes per second or higher. PCIe Gen 4 allows for a seamless gaming experience with lightning-fast data access. When it comes to I/O, the B550 Aorus Pro has you taken care of. This motherboard features a flexible array of USB Type-A and Type-C ports. This gives you plenty of options when it comes to connecting external devices. And when it comes to networking, the B550 Aorus Pro also comes equipped with a next-gen 2.5 gigabit Ethernet LAN, which ensures a super fast connection for the best possible online gaming experience. If you're looking for the fastest internet speeds on a mid-range motherboard, you won't be disappointed with this. If you're looking for some CPU recommendations to go with this motherboard, we've got you covered. If you're looking for a budget-friendly starter build, we recommend the AMD Ryzen 3 3100 or 3300X. The 4 cores and 8 threads are great for gaming and beginner-friendly content creation. For a more performance-focused build, we recommend any of the Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7 processors, as the extra cores will be a huge advantage for your next PC build. With all that being said, we hope that you enjoyed this first look at the new B550 Aorus Pro. If you have any questions about this particular motherboard, please put them in the comments section down below. And if you want to learn more information about this motherboard, you can always visit us on our website. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on social media. My name is Van, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Aorus.
Get him. Go. Come on. Up on the left.
Good evening and welcome everyone to the Aorus Showstopper series brought to you by Aorus and GIGABYTE. I'm Shazia. Joining me as always, my partner in crime, IC Baby 12. IC, how you doing, man?
I'm feeling good, excited to see some amazing Valorant gameplay for today here. And today, what are we up to here, Shade? Ooh.
Man, we've had a unique format for this event. We started off about a week ago with the open qualifiers where we had 100 plus teams across India battle it out over a week's time. Single elimination matches all the way across, and it's Nameless that has come out on top as the champions of the open qualifier, and they will be the first team joining in for today's BO3 match. Nameless again, a lot of names that we know from the CSGO professional scene now in Valorant as well. Badman, Pasha Sahil, Titan, Pokey, and Tito, the lineup for Nameless. Very strong performance throughout. They pretty much hardly broke a sweat in their BO3 series. This is the Powerpuff Boys in the open qualifier finals, taking it 13-4 and 13-6, and will be hot favorites going into the champion versus challenger match here. We did have the showstopper vote over the entire week, which was, I believe it was the next 20 teams in the open qualifiers. They pretty much had to go ahead and get their fans to come down and vote for them. And this is the results. It will be We Legendary Esports who take the win. They just about tip Agni Esports by 8% at 38%. Agni in second with 30%. Stand Up Esports on 12%. We have Level 0 Esports on 6%, Broken Mouse on 2%, and the rest of the teams, Global Esports, Pop-Up Boys, Mavericks, Play Them with Respect, and Revengers Esports at the end, all with 1% each. With that,
Yep.
we pretty much have the match for, ahead of us here today, IC. It's going to be a cracker.
Exactly. For those of you unfamiliar with what's actually happening here is that our current defending champions, Nameless, has to defend every single week for their championship title and potentially giving away 50,000 INR every week here. So currently, you guys voted for it here. We Legendary Esports going to be playing up against our defending champions and to stand a chance to walk away with potentially 50,000 INR after this tournament. It's going to be a best of 3 Valorant matchup. We are going to be heading into his map, Ascent, Bind, and then ending off with Haven if we go into his game number 3 here. And to start things off here, we're going to be going into us game 1 here. Whoa, our defending champions be able to defend against their titles as one of the best here coming in this tournament here. And of course, like you guys said, you guys voted for the team to challenge up against Nameless. And the winner of this best of 3 will be walking away with brand new 50,000 INR. And every week, they will be the champion for this week. And on next week, we are going to be having another match. But of course, it is going to be voted by you guys, the fans watching on stream. So be sure to check out the link later on. We're going to be displaying it on screen for you guys to vote for week number 2 here, Shade. Start things off, we are going to hit towards Ascent here. Shade, any thoughts about this game?
Well, we did know for a fact Icebox was not going to be in the map feature today, but we did, however, have Sky in the agent pool. We, in fact, did have one of the players from Nameless hover over it for a second. I was like, yep, we're going to get to see a Sky, but unfortunately not to be the case. We do have 4 agents pretty much the same across the board. The only change being, I believe, in fact, we have, it's going to be the Raze on the side of Nameless, while on the other side, surprisingly, we don't see a Raze. Instead, we're going to have a slight bit of change, but Cypher up here on Ascent. I'm pretty surprised with that. What do you say, IC?
Ooh, this is gonna be an interesting way opening camera here because as of now, they're gonna be able to scout this out here as Parabot. They are gonna be getting shot out here. Nice shock arrow coming in from Nameless as they will take out on the ciphers and immediately easy retake comes in. Realbot goes in for a flank here. Legendary Esports. Very nice catch coming there. We are going to be going into 4v4. The spike will be planted momentarily here. As you can see, Bloodinator, he is going to be waiting for the rest of the teams here to try and go for a potential pick here. He's going to be checking towards main as the contrary here. However, no movements has been made so far. Forgets to check the spot. He goes for an immediate check. Ether will take him down. So that's going to be a lot of time wasted in favor of Legendary here as Nameless tries their best to defend the site. And they are looking pretty low here. Zeef will get the wall bang through the wall. And now Zeef is up to clutch it for the team. It's going to be 1v1. He's dropping so low, but look at this. He misses this shot. And Legendary, can he pick him off? The clock is ticking. And he's so low. He's hiding his way through. He goes for a dash, but he's looking the wrong side. But time wasted from the side of Nameless. Eventually, he gets a deep bomb kill here. But will he get in time? Nope, he does not. That's going to be Nameless taking the first round here, Jay.
Well, that was a quick hit towards the B side. I think the Darklaw going in towards Heaven there very early on allows them onto the side. The retake though, did see quite a couple of kills come in very early, but the Raze played that 1v1 to perfection there at the end. She knew she was just working the timer there at the end. It was up to the Jet to try and force the issue and kind of got caught in two minds, expecting the Raze to overextend, but beautifully played there by Nameless, and they take the opening round. Looks like it's going to be a train through B main, and they're just going to walk into Pokey as he moves 3 down. Tito cleans up, and that's a fast anti-eco coming in from Nameless there, I see.
Oh, great read there coming from Nameless, expecting that V Legendary is gonna be going for those kind of aggressive pushes here, and because of that, they're gonna be able to get mowed down here. However, it is, after all, the eco round coming from V Legendary Esports. However, Nameless having a great start here. The defending champions are living up to their name as being the champions from the qualifiers here. Will they be able to take the series? We shall see. But as of now, V Legendary Esports, they've got to figure out a better plan now, considering that they are going to be forced to buy a couple rounds here. Meanwhile, we do see mid control being contested coming in from both these teams here. So V Legendary Esports, they have to go for the drone here. Looks like Realbot will scout one out. So there's going to be movement up into his mid lane here. However, it's going to be leaking all the ways towards A short here. As you can see, the rest of the teams coming from V Legendary, they have to bail out of this fight. Cypher Cage comes in. That's going to be a one-way cage there. But at the same time, not going to be able to scout anyone here. Great Flash coming in with the Paranoia here. That's going to be Pasha pushing in. And that's going to be Parabot down for the count. So Nameless will take the A side for themselves. However, V Legendary is going to be up for retake now, Shade.
Yep, coming in for the retake. They do have a 4v4 here. Decent bit of ability available as well as the Phoenix coming in. He does have his wall available, but they're going to walk it straight into Pokey. He just lines them up, and how fast does that retake crumble there? They pretty much just walked in completely blind. They decided to walk in through the dark cloud, and they had absolutely no response there. They didn't even move in together to try and get the trade. They just go in one by one, and no problems whatsoever for Nameless to deal with that retake there, I see.
Yeah, that was a beautiful off angle by Pokey here. Knowing that in normal circumstances, when you go in for a pick after a dark cloud like that, it would be to look in towards that side here. So going for the off angle to try and catch them off guard, that was beautiful execution coming from Pokey. But at the same time, V Legendary, they have to be extremely careful on what to do next here, because as of now, we can see wall bangs coming in as Pasha will shoot through one through the mid side. So that's going to be an opening pick once again coming from Nameless, 3-0. They've got the ultimates available as well. Titan going to be going for a pre-fire. Drones being used to scout them out. They know exactly where V Legendary Esports are. And that's going to be Batman catching off UTNP and also Ziv down towards Gardens here. So immediately, great retake there coming from Nameless. That's going to be 4 kills left alive. And Pokey's, oh no, he's up to no good right now. No pun intended. But as of now, he's going to find him. And that's going to be Parabot going down to the ground.
Yeah, that was a desperate attempt early on coming in from V Legendary there. They try and put the pressure on through Cubby. Unfortunately, it was perfectly read by Nameless. They just pick them one by one. They've been trying to move in through the dark cloud there to try and pull a surprise up onto Nameless, but they were having absolutely none of it. We even saw the Cypher there getting hunted up on the B side, no save whatsoever, and it is 4-0, a flawless start coming in for Nameless, and V Legendary look a little one-dimensional right now, I see.
Yep. And seeing how this is going on as well here, V Legendary Esports is going to be on them to actually make the plays here. They have Vandals available, but at the same time, Pokey, he's up to no good once again. He's going to be teleporting all the way from the back here. I think they know where it is. I don't think they heard him teleporting. That's going to be a free kill there. Yes, he will. And Pokey is looking for more. And meanwhile, Parabot will scout out the rest of the teams here. Parabot will get taken down from Pasha. And Tito is going to be looking his way through. Batman going to be looking towards one of the cubbies in this vicinity. But as of now, there's going to be Nameless taking full control of this fight. Drone has been heard here from Batman, so they know there's gonna be people down towards Market in this vicinity. Pokies is gonna be holding the angle. Ultimates are coming in. Doesn't seem to connect here. That's gonna be a preemptive fire coming from Nameless to buy a little bit of time for the bomb site. But V Legendary, looks like they will need to concede and consider saving up the weaponry in this regards, as they are pretty low in this vicinity. So Dark Clouds out there. They are going to bail on this fight. Meanwhile, Ziv is going to be holding, catching potential exits coming from Nameless. But Nameless looks like they will take the smart approach to bail out of their entry point, as a Bloody Nather is going to go there. He gets one. He's looking for more. Can he get the second one? Almost catches it. And the reload will catch him off. So Batman will be able to get a trade-off here. So exits was the strategy. They got the job done. But at what cost? Yeah. As you can see, Bloody Nather, they are, as you can see on the replay, it's just really, really unfortunate there. They got the exit, but they still lost the round. So there's going to be a 5 point lead from Nameless in that regard. So V Legendary Esports, they have to figure out what's the next game plan here. They've got a couple of weaponries. They've got 2 allies from the previous round. They've got a Phantom. They've got a Vandal. But it looks like they won't have forced the issue in terms of economy here coming from V Legendary Esports. And because of this, Nameless will have the advantage to take, once again, mid control with the Dark Cloud. And this is not looking good for V Legendary Esports. And I like this defensive approach coming from V Legendary. Playing a little bit safe, and just playing all the way back here, and that's gonna be the drone stepping on the trip wire, so they know that's gonna be a little bit of mid control lost completely here for V Legendary Esports as Nameless. They're looking for potential pickoffs here. You can see the crouch here to dodge the initial hit shot, and he dodges it, so that's gonna be a bloody nader taking down Pokies. And Batman also getting caught off and towards long here. So this is gonna be a great one for V Legendary Esports as they needed this round here with the operator as well. Misses the shot. Nope, actually does connect. Immediate trade-offs comes in. Bloody Nader goes for the teleport. They know exactly where they are, but UTNP is a little bit too far off. He's gonna be the last man standing from the side of V Legendary Esports on this A side here, as he's gonna go ham on the rest of the teams. But fortunately for them, the reinforcements are in time, and that's gonna be V Legendary taking the round. Great stuff for them here, finally punishing all the other ends of the fight here. And here's gonna be a replay for you guys. As you can see, Zeep with the op actually connects onto the backlines as well, forcing him into a very, very awkward position there, Shade.
Yeah, that looked like he almost lined them both up, but that first kill there was so crucial. If the operator goes down there without any sort of a response, that A side defense just pretty much crumbles. They just overwhelm the single defender on site, and Nameless would have been able to turn that around. But as things stand, it will be V Legendary Esports getting themselves onto the scorecard. But I hope this is just the start, because they've got a long way back into this. The push comes in, Pokey.
Yep, and seeing how the fight went as well, Pokey is gonna catch one. A little bit of aggressive coming from Ziv, and that's gonna be him paying the price for not checking every single angle. And now outs available here with the Hunter's Fury. Real bot tries to go for a shock arrow, unfortunately doesn't seem to connect. And everyone from side Nameless, they've got the ultimates available, they've got the Showstopper, but at the same time, Biao is there. They've got to catch one here. Great ultimate there. Pluralinator, we're going for the refract as well, so that's gonna be Tito overextending his fade, but Showstopper does connect, but unfortunately no one not be able to kill him off, and that's gonna be them trying to go in for the retake as well. Pluralinator really an aggressive play, but Titan will be the one to outplay the rest of the team, and he's gonna be the one to clutch it for the round. So that as we are gonna be going to a replay and see what exactly happened, immediate bomb plant coming in from Nameless, and V Legendary Esports was able to catch off the Cypher. Unfortunately, Bloodinator with his timings has been one of a very, very smooth criminal here, because he has been able to catch so many of the players from the side of Nameless with his unusual timings of his picks here, Shade.
Yeah, but unfortunately that hasn't really translated into too much besides a few individual duels going the way of V Legendary Esports, and Nameless are almost immediately quick with the response here. 6-1, just a one solitary round. The push coming in very early from Titan. He's just going to go ahead and take control of Pizza here. We do have the Phoenix holding the off angle. Let's see if Titan kind of checks this. He's a little late on the trigger, and UTNP does get the jump. A very important early pick off, something that V Legendary desperately needed, but they allow Pasha Sahil back in. He's gonna be able to tailwind straight up, but Bloodnator comes in with the 2K, holds huge from the back of B. Can he find another one? No. Pokey able to respond back in kind, and now the retake is back on 3v2 as V Legendary do have the numbers advantage coming into this. They can play the trade game and isolate Batman here because he does not have a crossfire set up just yet. But yeah, it's risky that the two players have actually split up and they're going to lose the first one. Batman is exposed here, and that allows RealBot to get the trade in quickly. Parabot with the diffuse, and Legendary Esports get the second round on the board.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Looks like V Legendary Esports, they will not fall for the exact same trick once again here. And seems to me, Nameless, they have to switch up the strategy here. Great catch here coming from Batman, but V Legendary Esports, they have to be extremely smart on how they position themselves here, because they do pick a little bit different from their usual playstyles here, as we usually tend to see a lot of double peaks coming in, or maybe double holds coming from Nameless. But now, considering the first few rounds, we've seen them split off every single fight, and because of that, V Legendary Esports finally adapted, going for those triple peak to try and punish one of these players here. So great call coming in for them to win them the small round. However, will it still succeed? Will Nameless switch up their strategy here? Because as of now, the defending champions, they are in a 6-point lead here. Ultimates from Pokey to try to scout this out. He catches one. Oh no, he didn't see him. Parabot a little bit too far to actually scout that out. So great catch here coming from Pokey to go in for the back line. So that's going to be unfortunate coming from Legendary Esports here, Shade.
Good read there coming in from Nameless. They get themselves onto the B side. They know for a fact V Legendary is playing for a retake here, and immediately we see Pokey going in for the teleport to the backlines, knowing for a fact that they're going to be at least a few of the agents holding the entry for the retake, and he's able to get the backstab in and hold that thought. Tito's going to punish one. He's going to get the second one onto UTNP. Time is of the essence. Realbot brings it down to 1v1, and time is not available. They're at the end, and they're going to be able to take that round nice and easy. That teleport there onto the back lines, cheeky as it gets. Pokey with the perfect read, and Tito going huge there at the end. It just holds his ground, mows them one after the other. And Nameless, another beautiful read, converting into a 5-round lead. Legendary, they're getting the off rounds in spaces, but they're not really able to string any sort of momentum together, and that is going to definitely hurt them in the long run here, I see.
Yeah, it seems like they have to figure out what's going to be the next play here, but as of now, that's going to be a little bit of a pause right there, as the teams are try figure out what's going to be next here. But it seems to be the game will continue here. Very short pause, apparently. But as of now, Nameless 7-2. They are going to be forcing the Bladestone up on Ziv here. But V Legendary Esports is going to be forced to eco this round. This is going to be banging on teams to actually go in for those pickoffs here. But as of now, Nameless, they're not taking any sort of bites here, but they are going to be stacking to a shot. A lot of pre-fires coming in. Pasha will be pushing towards the side here. Pokies will randomly spray through the smoke and will catch our Bloody Nature down towards Gardens here. Realbot will catch caught up towards Heaven here. Nice dash coming from Ziv. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do much here as Pokey is going to be in there. Parabot gets the one tap from Titan, but eventually gets caught up in towards Glass. So nothing much that V Legendary Esports could have done. They tried to stack their way, but unfortunately, Nameless, they're just one step ahead of V Legendary Esports, and there's no surprise why they are the champions from the qualifiers here, Shade.
Nameless are doing such a wonderful job of getting the read of the V Legendary Esports defense. That's a couple of occasions now when they've read the fact that there is absolutely no defense towards the A-Link side. It's Pasha that's twice now, I think in a span of 3 or 4 rounds, that has just walked in through Cubby and A-Link, and he's found himself on the A side going on a duel without any response whatsoever, and Badman just walks in, casually gets the 2K, and he did have support from Titan there as well. They're going to grab the orb in quickly. NP, no! Cubby checked by Pasha. He's been doing that every single round. He's not going to change it up just yet. Why chain something that ain't broke? Parabot does win the duel, but he's given away his position. Is going to re-peek back out long range. Does get the better of Titan, but I do believe Nameless are going to chase this down. They don't really want to let the Cypher save this. They are in a comfortable position. They can afford to lose a gun or two. Parabot, though, standing strong, trying to get some solo kills, and he's going to use the neural theft in, but yeah, his job right now is going to be to try and probably avoid this fight. It's down to a 2v1, so might not fault him if he actually tries to make a go at this. He is coming though. Tito, he's got the angle in. Let's see if he can win this duel out. He looks away at the worst possible time. He's got the recon bolt in. He's gonna try and bait the safer ahead. He loses the fight out. Parabot, jokes aside, he's found himself a lot of kills in a 1v1 situation. He is very low though. Badman, he's gonna spot Clay coming in with the spy cam, and yeah, with that dart in, I don't think he's gonna have enough time here to try and stick this. Badman's just gonna move in one tap to the face. Beautifully played at the end there, but props to actually bring it to a 1v1 there at the end, I see.
Yeah, that was a very risky play there coming from Nameless. But even though I like how Batman was thinking here, he had this very sinister play of just outplaying Parabot at his own game, knowing that, oh, he's going to buy time with the drone, you know? Like, the spy cam is going to be able to buy a little bit of time here, causes panic, and that's going to be so much time consumed. But at the same time, it is a very costly round for Nameless just because of how much economy they invested. But considering that they're so far in the lead, why does it matter? You know, why not have a little bit of fun? Have the Sinister stalk here as a stalker, and it's done out perfectly here. Meanwhile, now Nameless, they're playing a little bit aggressive here, and they're popping both the Showstopper and the Bladestorm for this facility. So V Legendary Esports completely conceding the site. As speaking of that here, Parabot will take down Batman and get traded off down towards side here. Titan with the cheeky peeks as well. The Stewie 2K! Why did you do that? He pulled the Stewie 2K up on V Legendary Esports. But Nameless, they've got many names in this regards here, because as of now, the Smoke Critical is down for the moment. But V Legendary Esports is up for them to retake. Nameless just trying to buy a little bit of time here to try and catch any kind of aggressions here. But eventually, the spike will be planted. Pasha does have the operator, misses the timing here. Ziv will manage to lock it with Cubby, but he's forced to check multiple angles in this regards. And that's going to Pasha picking him off. He's still got the Bladestorm as well. Goes for the Cloud as on top of it. But Pokey will be the one to actually take them all down. So Nameless, a flawless round thus far. 10-2 against V. Wait for it. Legendary Esports.
Well, we Legendary, they've pretty much run out of tricks at the moment, and it is the confidence from Nameless that is just oozing through the gameplay, right? They're pretty much pushing the smokes, they're pushing the dark clouds. They know exactly what We Legendary Esports are up to, and the unconventional plays from We Legendary, unfortunately, on the couple of rounds that they did try and throw Nameless off their game, hasn't worked out, and now they've got themselves a very healthy lead. 10-2 is gonna be very hard for We Legendary Esports to try and make a comeback into this.
Oh no, this aggression from Nameless down towards B here seems to be no movements whatsoever. Immediately getting hurt here from side of Nameless here. Tito with a great game sense there to actually hear the movements right there. And that's going to be Pokies with a fantastic defense. Gets a triple. And Tito will actually get scouted out. But at what cost? V Legendary, they lose 3. They finally take the side. But here comes the Cavalry with the rest of the team of Nameless are here. The spike has been planted, but there's just so many angles coming in. Realbot is going to be stuck in a really tough spot. And that's going to be Nameless taking the pistol round as well with a very quick retake coming from Nameless Shade.
That was Pokey all the way on defense there on the A side. He just held his own. A nice shock dart coming in, does connect him to at least 3, and Pokey just spins around, cleans up onto 3 before he is eventually dealt up with. Unfortunate for Realbot, he couldn't really get there earlier, only finds the 2 on the backstab, but Titan's there for the quick retake, giving absolutely no opportunity for the players from We Legendary Esports to get themselves into good post plants, and Nameless just continue to roll with their form here, picking up the pistol, and should be able to comfortably see out the rest of map 1 here on Ascent, I see.
Oh, here comes a big one again here. They know V Legendary is rushing again. Batman, he's got the perfect Spectre here, and he's going to try and mold them down. Tito with the Phantom, and here comes the pick with the Spectre as well. Nice timing coming from Tito, as Nameless will shut down 2 members, but eventually they will concede the side. V Legendary Esports goes for a bomb plan. It's going to be a 3v3 here, Pacha. Going to be checking those tripwires once again. Goes for the perfect angles, but at the same time, every single corner has been checked here. The drone is there. This Cloudburst as well, trying to catch them off guard. But it seems to me they know exactly where they are, and Pasha is going to try and capitalize on this. Just Shock Arrow is there, misses, but tries to go for Cloudbot. Gets a little bit greedy there. Realbot will get the headshot with the Phantom there. Great spray coming from Pokies. That's going to be 1 out. Here comes the refract as well. Tito is going to be there, but he's stuck in a really awkward position here. It's 1v3. He's got his pistols. He's not going to be able to reload this here, but here comes the Paranoia, and that's going to be Pokies with the assist. Goes in for the frag, and he will take the round for the team as Nameless takes it to match point.
15 HP clutch coming in from Pokey there at the end. A valiant effort coming in from We Legendary. I think they, looking at how that early round push came in, it looked pretty darn bad for We Legendary, as surprised that they actually managed to bring it down to a 1v1 there at the end. Unfortunately, Pokey able to clutch it out yet again. This man's been absolutely stellar for Nameless on Ascent, and it's pretty much seen them staring down 10 match points right now. We Legendary backs against the wall. They do have a decent bit of buy-in, but looks like aggression coming in through A. Unfortunately, Titan, I don't think we'll be able to spot the player out here. The Cypher throws out the cage. I think that is a dead giveaway that he might be expecting Titan down here, but timing's going to be everything. There's going to be a couple of players up on Catwalk there as well. The push comes in. Batman perches himself in the corner, and he's going to find himself too before Bloodinator is able to finally put him to rest, but at what cost? They've lost the numbers, and Pasha just fucking them with the Marshall here. The jump across, they get the knife, and no! Titan cleans up, and that is going to be a 1-0 to Nameless. 13-2 Icy. That was pretty much Nameless from start to finish there. This is one-way freight train.
Yeah, Nameless has been insane here, but let's take a look at the replays on how they actually played it so well here, especially in the first round as well. Titan, well, Zeef right here had the opportunity to clutch the first round here, but at the same time, it was eventually Titans was kind of in a situation where, you know what, let's play for the time. It's okay, we got the spike plan, we just take the round, and that just snowballed their way through here. And there's so many times that We Legendary Esports was caught by all these weird angles, and I like how Nameless has been switching up their strategies in terms of playing their positions here. But one thing that they did not change was allowing Pokies to kind of roam around all the way through. Like, there was so many times that We Legendary Esports just could not do anything with Pokey just coming from everywhere. Like, you don't know where is he coming from. We can't even see his face, man.
Man, he's had an amazing game from start to finish. The score looks 13-2, but there were a couple of situations there where the rounds did go all the way down to the wire. If we Legendary Esports were able to get themselves out of those clutch situations a little better, we might have seen them being able to put up a lot more rounds than they actually did there at the end. But Nameless, I think it was kind of expected going into this match. They were the clear favorites, and we Legendary Esports had to bring something extraordinary to the table to be able to upset Nameless. I think unfortunately, we didn't get to see a lot of it here on Ascent, but we might see all of that change out and bind. This TP again, wonderfully done. I think it was, we reached a point there towards the end of the first half where Nameless were just oozing with confidence, at which point of time, the textbook was pretty much thrown out of the window. They were more than happy of trying to go for these unconventional plays, try and take the fight to We Legendary Esports, and yeah, We Legendary didn't really have a response to the most part of this map number 1, I see.
Yeah, this was a small win here coming from Parabot from We Legendary. Right? You know that he was just playing out his mind. And I like how chill and composed Nameless are in their picking their fights here. They're always like, you know what, if anything happens, we have this. If anything happens, we have another backup plan here. Look at this, Tito as well. Immediately he heard those footsteps, goes for the shock arrow, tries to get them low enough, and force so many of the members from the side of We Legendary Esports to pick him, and kind of allowed Bloodinator to go in for, not Bloodinator, Pokey to actually go in for those repicks there. And there was just a really, really nice round here coming from Pokey, where they were so afraid of this lurker who's just all the way everywhere. But while they were focused on that, and I like how they were able to position themselves, the rest of the teams coming from Nameless were able to position themselves where they don't need to worry too much about guarding those sites properly here, because they're going to be spending so much time checking every single angles, worrying about Pokey may or may not coming from behind, front here. And while that has been working here, it's sort of a mental attack on towards the players themselves. But nevertheless here, we have something special for those guys watching here. Shade, why don't you give them the good news there?
Yep. I was just going to say, hey, you don't necessarily have to be the absolute best team out there to make your way into the Showstopper match itself. So unlike all the other tournaments we have seen, this has a very unique format where you can go ahead and basically get your friends to vote you into the showstopper matches itself and get yourself to the top of the challenge you're voting. And what do you need to get yourself up there and be able to challenge the best of the best? You got to have the best gaming gear out there, and a gaming monitor does play a very big part in allowing you to give yourself that edge going up against the top players in the country, in the region, in the world. And Aorus does offer you a couple of amazing options out there. The first one being the CV2F monitor. It's a curved monitor. Of course, there's a lot of gamers out there who loved the curved monitor experience. It comes with the 165 hertz refresh rate, 1 ms response time as well. If you're looking at different options, then you have the flat option in the FI27Q, which also has a QHD option. Both of them are HDR monitors as well. So even if you're not doing esports, if you're looking at consuming content, these are absolutely wonderful options that you can look at. All you got to do is head on to the Aorus website for more details on that. Game one is behind us. Nameless have proven that these guys are the absolute best, at least on Ascent. 13-2 pure domination from start to finish. But V Legendary, I'm sure they've come in prepared. They knew that this was going to be a BO3. It wasn't a one map sprint. We will be heading into Bind next. Hopefully they have something more to offer that is going to challenge Nameless. Else Nameless will be the first team to walk away with a sweet 50,000 rupees prize pool up for grabs in this single best of three. All the viewers tuning in, this is the Aorus Showstopper series brought to you by Aorus and GIGABYTE. Don't forget to follow Aorus on their social media channels, Aorus on Facebook, Aorus on Instagram as well, for all the updates on what's happening in the world of gaming and esports. I'm Shadesaya. That is IC Baby 1-2. We'll take a quick ad commercial. We will be back shortly with map number 2.
Here.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Aorus Showstopper series by Aorus and GIGABYTE. I'm Shadesaya. Joining me back again is IC Baby 1-2. Before we head into map number 2, IC, that map 1 was pretty much Nameless showing us why they are the best in the business, why they were able to take the open qualifiers as easily as they did. Do you see We Legendary having enough of a chance here moving into map number 2 on Bind?
Yep. And for those of you just joining us here who do not know what's up here, this is going to be game number 2 in a best of 3 series in this amazing Showstopper series here. If you do not know what Showstopper is, it's where the champions from the qualifiers are forced to defend their title every single week to face up against the challenger that you guys voted for to stand away to walk away with 50,000 INR every single week. And this week, you guys voted it. It's going to be V Legendary Esports. And guess what? They are down by a game with Nameless taking 13-2 in the map of Ascent in game number 1. And once again, if they take game number 2, they will win it. If they win it, they will be walking away with 50,000 INR richer here. Ladies and gentlemen, here we're going to be going into a draft of game number 2 and the map of Bind. Let's take a look at what agents will be appearing coming from both these teams here, with the defender side being Nameless, and on the attacker side we have V Legendary Gaming here. As of now, we do see Sova pick up Jets and Razor, very similar coming from game number 1 here. Not much has changed here, Shade.
Yeah, not much has changed. We're going to go with almost similar agent picks, except for Nameless. Looks like they might be the first ones to switch things up. We might see a Brimstone into the hands of Pokey, while Parabot is probably Phoenix didn't really work out as they intended in Ascent, and they're going to pick up the Rays themselves to see if that change is going to help. Cypher was something I expected to be picked up right from the get-go on Bind. The camera does work really well, not to forget the trap wire itself, especially when you're going to try and make those rotations across to the opposite sides late round. Does do a lot of work in slowing down the push coming in towards the site. And looks like we will see Pokey lock in that Brimstone. A lot of smokes, very useful, both on the attacking side where you're looking to smoke out potential long-range duels out, allowing you to cut the distance down, get those favorable post-plant situations. Let's see how that plays out. V Legendary Esports, however, backs against the wall. They're 1-0 down in this BO3 series, and unless they're able to do something extraordinary, I think in a vanilla match, Nameless do have the edge here, I see.
Yeah, I like how Nameless going for a very interesting approach here, especially Pokes is super aggressive with the Omen here, this time playing a very supportive role with the Brimstone, and there is a reason why Brimstone is one of the not favorable agents in this particular meta here, especially like, hey, you have smokes, you have Molotovs, the Steam Pack is kind of okay, but besides playing on the supportive role, he's not going to be able to go for those aggressive peaks here. But it seems to me Nameless might be actually playing him on a very aggressive role, just to try and disrupt the momentums here, because there's just so many angles that you can actually make or develop with those kind of one-way smokes, especially on a good Brimstone player here. So the smokes is going to be something that they have to watch out for from V Legendary Esports. But besides that, it might be an easy push for them to actually try and punish Pokey if he tries to play a little bit aggressive here, considering that the amount of utilities that they are going to be having to face against Pokey here in this regards here, Shade.
Yeah, they've got a decent bit of cover. They've got the Sova. They've got 2 smokes in the Jet Cloud as well as the Dark Cloud coming in on attack. So it's going to be a lot harder this time around. You've also got the paint shells in the mix as well coming in from the Rays. So something we saw Pokey do time and again was hold his own on the site and able to isolate a lot of these individual duels. And with the kind of utility that's at the disposal of V Legendary Esports, it's going to be a lot harder this time around. But Pasha, aggressive through hook, and they're going to double team up, try and push out through B long here. They've got the aggressive hole. They're walking in the one tap. they don't get the second one in. A big whiff there coming in from Pasha, but he finally is able to deal up with Real Bot. But Tito coming in from the back of the side catches Parabot looking the wrong way, and it's a 1v2 already. It's the Omen all alone coming in through Hookah right now. The Dark Cloud does allow him to retreat back out of Hookah. He does he have? Yeah, he does have the spike, so he can look to get a little adventurous here if he wants to try and make his way over towards the A site. But by the looks of things, he's just going to rotate back in towards long and try and make a go at this. He's gonna try and make a guess, and unfortunately he's walking into the site where Nameless do have two defenders in position. 30 seconds remaining, not too much time to pull out fakes. He's gonna have to try and stick this unless he's looking to go all the way back towards B Hall and take this fight. He's gonna try and fake it and force an aggressive push out. He does manage to get one and he wins the first kill out. Is he going to be ready for a quick peek across? Sova's not in position quickly. He has to go and plant it. Sova guesses wrong and he will be able to get the plant, and he throws the Dark Cloud out. Jump off the arm. Can he get the kill? No, he's still alive. 10 HP. Can he clutch this out? He's going to try and go for the fake TP. He gets it in, but he does not expect rather Tito to continue pushing in from the same direction. Beautiful play there as he boosts himself up onto the boxes, but it got dangerously close. Tito not being able to get that initial kill. 10 HP. There was a window for a clutch, but Nameless hold on by the skin of their teeth.
Oh, that was really, really close there coming from UTNB. He could have clutched his situation there. It's just that it's so hard. And Nameless, they even stacked up to predict. They had a really, really hard guess. Like, you know what? I don't think he will fake towards B. They held on to his A side. But despite that, I'm surprised UTNB was able to hold out that long against Nameless in that regards. But nevertheless, here, they eventually still got the outplay. I felt like it was just UNT was in a very scenario where he needed to check. He did not exactly know where everyone was here, but nevertheless, round 2 here. Pasha will go in for the first kill. Taps here. Pokies will just run him and mow him down with the Spectre here. Bayitman will just lie in the smoke as well, and that's gonna be a flawless round. Pokies almost getting the ace on top of that with the Brimstone. Just pure firepower coming in from him. But at the same time, look at this. Pasha with the replays. Goes for a tap. Batman goes for the wide swing as well. Gets one. Looks for more. Pokies just cleans out Red U-Haul. My goodness.
Yep. Beautiful teamwork all around. Nameless. We saw a lot of this in map number 1 as well on Ascent. They're not scared to push through those smokes. But when they do so, it's heavily coordinated. It's orchestrated well to perfection, to a point where you always have the attack team. You have the first person peeking out, then you have the second person coming in for the trade. Pretty much we Legendary always kept guessing, and they're gonna try and push through the smokes themselves, but you can't go in one by one straight into the meat grinder there. They lose too early on, and we Legendary, it's a different map, but it's the same story yet again here. Pasha holding the angle down. You don't want to be moving into his crosshair by the kind of form that he's been in since map number 1. It's the Cypher, Raze, Sova. Oh, they go up. Decent flick. U-Haul control onto the Raze. She's able to get herself the Blast Pack and move into position, but it's going to be hard for the Cypher to move across because he's had absolutely no cover whatsoever. The push coming in from Ray is only good for the 1, and now it's an almost impossible task for a real bot to be able to do too much. Pinned against the wall, had to go for the hero play, only finds the 1, and the Nameless just continue on their flawless from this early in the round. They lose UTNP, and unfortunately, panic sets in, and the second player pretty much walks in through the smoke, hoping that they win the very low percentage play there. Unfortunately, they haven't been successful with such plays throughout the entirety of the series so far, and that kind of luck continues here in map number 2 as well. 3-0 to Nameless. Is this the same story yet again, I see?
It might be the same story here, but as of now, I like how Pokey is just very understanding his peeker's advantage. Likewise for Pasha as well. He's been abusing the peeker's advantage for quite some time, and because of that, he's going to be able to catch off V-Legendary as well. And you saw how Parabots was in a situation where he could have just won that fight hands down, but because taking advantage of the Peeker's advantage, Pasha was able to scout him like just barely a second ahead and just takes them all down here. So great aim there coming from him. Now they are going to try and go for the Peeker here, but instead UTNP will be the one that actually take down the damage as well. Pasha will go in for the pick and take down Parabot as well. Batman going to be holding the angles from heaven. And just like that, they cleaned out everyone from V Legendary Esports. So great stuff there. Once again, coming from Nameless there, as they've just got a really, really nice one. So look at this. Peeker's advantage. He goes in for the pick. As soon as he gets one, he tries to go for a quick pick. Immediately, there was this Parabot could not respawn in time. So a great advantage of that split-second decision to readjust his crosshair as well. Very, very good reactions coming from Nameless.
Yep, they initially try and shoulder peek towards short with the jet, and having spotted out the position of the operator there, I thought this time around they'd learned their lesson. They were going to play these rounds a lot more patiently and work their picks, but 20 seconds later we see them rushing showers one after the other. 3 kills offered to Pasha there. I believe the Pokey who did pick up the 3 kills up at showers. So huge mistakes there. You can't really go with a one-dimensional attack, especially without utility. You need utility to try and force the defenders back. If not, they're just going to hold their positions and never mind.
Yeah, that's a great example of Peeker's advantage, right? Like Pasha was just standing still. Zed was there. He peeked immediately. It was like a half a second delay, but he will definitely spot him out first. So that's because of that, Pasha's going to be able to get punished because of that here. So great call there coming from V Legendary Esports. But now with Pasha out of the picture, that's going to be an opportunity for them to take the round here now with the double satchel on top of that here. Parabol is going to go in for the pull, but guess what? Here comes the orbital strike from the side of Pokey, and that's going to buy a little bit more time here as Pokey won't be able to zone out Parabot, and because of that, they make it into a 3v3. Great game sense. They're coming from Nameless, but Tito now is going to go for the aggressive beam. Batman once again with the off angles goes for the punish, and just like that, they clean house. Makes it so easy as Nameless. What an outplay there coming from Pokey's orbital strike shade.
Yeah, the orbital strike delays the plant from coming in, and let's watch back at this. We were talking about the fact that they were not using utility to take peaks, but it doesn't really matter if you get the shots like that. But unfortunately, despite getting the opening pick off, that orbital strike that delays the plant coming in, but the second time the Omen goes for the plant, the cloud pretty much isolates the 2 remaining players. We pretty much had the Jet who was forced all the way back towards Cubby and Garden, while the Omen was stuck on the side. There was only one way through for him, and that was to move in through the cloud and take the fight towards the player on site. Unfortunately, as soon as he loses that duel out, it is curtains for V Legendary Esports in that round, and the Nameless continue their flawless run here on Bind. It is 5-0. You don't really want to push through that smoke. We've seen Pokey punish it time and again. In comes the Boombot. Smoke goes down towards short here, and Pasha does have the angle in with the operator, looking to see if the Jet wants to go for that updraft and the commit. But Dark Cloud goes in. It doesn't do much to cover. The second Dark Cloud, however, does give them an opportunity to push through. But guess what? They're playing tag team here towards pretty much Pillar, and they walk in. They're going to walk into Pokey. Spots out the gun barrel. Can he find the kill? No, he can't. And we have the Hunter's Fury coming out on the other side as well. He gets pushed back in with the pain shells. Boombot out from Titan as countermeasure. He's going to get dealt up with pretty quickly, but that gives away the position right now. We do see the rotate back out through Link as well. They're going to head on out with 3 players all the way towards the other side, while I think Sova is going to be the last one out. In fact, they're going to leave Cypher behind to try and cause some distraction up at Showers, but Batman's having absolutely none of it. He gets the opening pick, and he's got the spy cannon as well. He knows exactly where they are. He's going to re-peek back out. They're out of time for the plant, and that is going to be the Omen getting cleaned up with the entirety of Nameless swarming in. 6 6-0. V Legendary, they're completely out of sorts here in map number 2, I see.
Yeah, they took too much damage from that small skirmish down mid here, trading utilities after utilities. But eventually, Nameless was definitely the smarter one here. The recon bot was just beautifully executed. Not sure exactly what V Legendary Esports was thinking about sticking into that particular copy there. And because of that, he's dropped so low from the wall banks. And just super unfortunate there. But nevertheless here, Nameless, a very beautifully executed round. Pasha taking things a little bit too serious here with this operator. And with that Esports, they have just no answer towards Pasha. They even tried to smoke him off, but there's just so many angles you have to worry about there in that regards. But now with many ultimates available on V Legendary Esports, they're hoping to get a couple potential picks here. Safe will be forced to use the Blade Storm rather early here, but look at this, pistol rounds after pistol rounds, and now it's gonna be Ziv going for the trade here, drops him down pretty low, goes in for the pick, but eventually the nades will come in. Batman holding once again off angles, not once but countless times, make it super unpredictable where they may be in. But UTNP will go for the trade down mid. But at the same time, 1v3 situation, Batman holding the fort here. He gets one, gets two, sees them in towards the smoke as well. We might see a wall bang coming in, doesn't even need to. And that's going to be Nameless taking another flawless round, 7-0.
Well, they try and again force the issue here towards the B side, but it's the post plant, right? They're not really able to get the plant in and move themselves into good post plant situations. They're always getting caught out by these quick rotations coming in from Nameless. They're always agents, right place, right time to get the punish in before pretty much V Legendary can get that short reset back in post plant, and that has given them a 7-0 flawless run so far. The Showstopper is out. It's not going to do much. Titan on the chase. There are a couple of agents looking back this way. Does he want to continue to push this? Yeah, I think he pushed his luck a wee bit too much there. He was tagged up. They knew exactly what was coming his way. But Pokey continues to push, and he's going to get rewarded. That must be gutting for V Legendary. They played that textbook perfect, but they still end up giving away that man advantage early on for almost nothing. And it's a quick reset back out. They need to try and find an entry back in. Bloodinator is able to destroy the recon almost immediately, but that's given away his position up at Showers. And knowing for a fact that he has no backup, I think it does do him better to join up with Jet here, as it does look like they're going to slowly waltz their way back towards the B side, I see.
Yep. Tito going to be a little bit aggressive in this regards here, and this aggression is going to be very fruitful for Nameless here, as they know exactly what V Legendary Esports, whereas the rest of the teams, they are going to be forcing the situation to go and try and back up B, but unfortunately to say, they have just so many people down B. Look at the Tripwires as well. Pasha will get an early pick down towards Ziv, and they know what's up. Tripwires are getting be cancelled, and they know they're going to be coming for long. Pasha sets his crosshair once again, gets another one. Recon bot is there, but what can they do? He's got an operator. He's holds the angle, goes for the quick pick. Shock arrow is there. 13 seconds left for the take here, and there's no way V Legendary is going to be able to survive, because here comes Pokey. They're up to no good, and they will clean out everyone from side of V Legendary Esports here. Taking too long for them to take, but unfortunately time was not on the essence here, and that's going to be Nameless taking another flawless round coming in from them. The defending champions is a champion for a reason here, Shade.
Yep, they pretty much were relying on Nameless pretty much giving up a kill or two there early into the round as they made their way towards the B side, but unfortunately Nameless, despite being as ahead as they are, still continue to play it cautiously, play it textbook, and just sit back on the side, hold their crossfires down, and they knew for a fact they had the numbers advantage. And V Legendary, as long as they didn't give away any free kills, they were gonna be good for this retake. Got the Showstopper into U-Hauls there, point blank range, gets his head smashed in, but Titan takes down Real Bot. He gets a second in, as well as Bloodinator ends up going down. The neural threat does get used up, and Parabot going down as well. UTNP trying to put up a fight here, but with the two-man peak coming in with the Raze and the Cypher, they will be able to continue their flawless run in 9-0. We Legendary Esports slowly but surely losing out in this first half, I see.
A very crucial round that V Legendary Esports here. Pasha kind of tunnel vision himself in that situation, which is to be expected on an operator, right? but they were able to take him down, but unfortunately, they just did not have enough utilities to actually retake the site. There's no Sage Walls, there's not enough smokes as well. They had only the Jet and the Omen to actually do that, but besides that, they probably need more time in this regard. And truth be told, Nameless is just playing like out of their minds. Like they are just one step ahead here. The crosshair players has been on time. The decision makings has been really nice as well. Every time they go for this kind of aggressive plays, and if you see V Legendary going for a counter aggression, they just back off. Let them roll their steam. Let them wear off those dopamines that they have, and then just punish them. And Nameless, great read once again here. Now aggressive plays coming from Ziv. Tries to go for the pick here, but they don't exactly seem to find any angles here as they are just playing it slow. They sure the shots coming in. Ziv tries to go for a retake. Unfortunately, doesn't seem to connect. Shock Arrow will push him back a little bit more from V Legendary Esports, but wallbangs coming in from Ziv as well. A little bit panicky here. Titan missing his shot, so that's gonna be Pasha going for the trade here as Ziv gets taken down. 3v3 situation, and V Legendary Esports, they will get the bomb plant. But at the same time, Shock Arrow from Tito will shut down UTNP. And that's going to be 3v2 here. Up to Nameless for the retake. They have all the time in the roll. Real Boss trying to go for a couple of attacks here, but Bloody Nater is looking for a huge flank. Can he go for it? Goes for the wall flank. He misses every single shot, but the spike will get diffused. Oh my goodness. V Legendary Esports. That was the round that they needed. A little bit too slow. Bloody Nater missing those crucial shots. Oh my goodness, their shade. Very unfortunate round for them.
That was very disheartening for V Legendary Esports. The Spectre at that range, there is a huge drop-off in accuracy, and with the Jet going for the diffuse in the cloud, he does start spraying in early, has to readjust the spray mid-spray, and unfortunately, he's unable to get anything done. The diffuse goes through. They do get the kills in, but man, that was pretty much V Legendary's best chance of getting themselves onto the scorecard, and I really hope that hasn't dented their confidence here, as Badman does get the initial pick off, and they continue to do this. They push in with the operator, finally dealt up with by Parabot, but have they lost a little too much early in the round here? Titans cleaning up, and this looks like 11-0 can't be denied.
Yeah, Parabot here has some really good aim there. Ain't gonna lie, he's got some really good crosshair placements. Just unfortunate that his timings was always getting caught off, and we've talked about how annoying they can be. Nice charge there. UTNB tried to go for the blade, but Tito was smart enough to double check that just because of how wide those ranges. So it's impossible to not see the shadow of where the teleport is. So great catch there coming from Nameless, but nevertheless, Parabot, look at this. His aim was precise, but it's just unfortunate that he missed his angle as Titan was just wide swinging it, so there was no way he could have just saw that. So the great game sense, but nevertheless, Nameless, they're just going for a flawless victory here. Can they get the 13-0? That's gonna be the dream, and they're just 2 points away from that dream here, Shade.
Yeah, V Legendary Esports though, huge props to them. They win the fan vote and have put up quite a fight here, especially on map number 1. A couple of rounds, if it had gone different, would have seen them being a lot more closer on that map, but here up on Binder, it's pretty much been one-way traffic so far. T-Tower gets taken out. Hello! A late resurgence maybe from V Legendary. Titan coming in though from the backlines, gets one. He's gonna find a second as well. Unfortunate for the Jet, gets held up in. Yeah, they clean up. Blood Nater does get one. Hunter's Fury popped as well for good measure. It's gonna be a 2v2 on the retake. Neural Theft does get used up, and there's the Orbital Strike, does do a decent bit of damage, tags him down to 18 HP, allows Pasha to move in towards Hookah. He's got the operator in, and Realbot does get clouded at the moment. The push through from Bloody Nater forces in, and point blank range. Pasha wins the first fight. Is he gonna find the kill in through the smoke? Forces them out, and he does. He does. He's not gonna miss that. And Nameless, 12-0. The dream is alive. Legendary. They gave it their absolute best, but it just ain't gonna cut it today against Nameless, does it?
You guys see this. Look at this, Pasha. His quick flicks, immediately flicks forward, scouts him out, goes for the attack here. Pasha has got some insane reactions there. Nevertheless, they've got one dream now. It is going to be the pistol rounds for both these teams. And Nameless, with one dream, one more win is all they need. And can they make it happen here? 13-0 as the defending champions here. They will be heading into its week number 2. Will it be possible here, Shade? 16 kills for Badman Disregards here. My goodness.
Everyone from Nameless is turned up. They put on quite a show for their fans out here. Pretty much cementing why they are the best team so far in the tournament, why they were able to take those open qualifiers as easily as they did. 3-man push in towards Long here, and Pokey is able to get him at the back of his head. They continue to push through. The Raze gets her skull jammed in. The reload back on. He's gonna jump across and head back in towards the A side. What is going on, I see?
He knew he was in a really, really awkward position. He was reloading his gun. I was like, oh, nope, he's gonna kill me. He tried to escape here, but he didn't realize that he didn't even see him. So Tito was in a very, very awkward position here to actually punish him. But nevertheless, here, they still get the bomb plant up from Nameless. So it's going to be up to V Legendary Esports going for the retake. And this time, they're going to be playing from the attacker's position with no utilities whatsoever. So much time wasted as well, as V Legendary Esports just so worried on every single angle because of how well Nameless has positioned himself throughout the entirety of the map. So now, having post-spawn recon bolt there, they're just going to waste even more time now. And they still don't know where they are. This is playing for the time here. Now the fighting goes for the team, goes for the tap. Unfortunately, gets punished here as well. And here comes the crossfire, and 13-0. They had one tap, and they got the dream. And Nameless close it up, 13-0, 2-0 in this grand finals, I would say, in this defense of the championship title. With them being the champion here, they will be walking away with 50,000. And for those of you who missed out in the action, here are some replays for you guys of how it all went down in game number 2 in the map of Bai here. But Nameless, a very beautiful composed team here. They understood their angles, their timings has been precise. Pasha, with his overzealous aggression, has paid off time and time again. And because of that, V Legendary Esports, they were caught in so many angles. And I would say this is a very, very strong showing of why Nameless is one of the better teams, or in this case, the champions from the qualifiers here, because they understood what they needed to do. And there were just so many unorthodox angles, which even in normal pub games, you don't even see all these angles here. And they just abuse it to the finals. And it's put a lot of mental pressure on V Legendary Esports here, Shade.
Yeah, that was firstly, I think the way and the scoreline with which Nameless were able to take Ascent kind of already played a psychological, had a psychological impact rather on V Legendary moving into map number 2. And out here on Bind, it was always going to be hard for V Legendary to get things done, but I think Nameless it just continued with their momentum, with the confidence, with a lot of these plays, like you said, pretty unconventional. A lot of times we see them moving in through the smokes, taking up certain unconventional duels, but I think that was pretty much sign of a team that was oozing with confidence. They came in with a game plan that was very effective up against V Legendary, and more importantly, it was every single player on Nameless turning up skill-wise. They were absolutely blowing it up on the server, and the scorecard pretty much reflects the domination from Nameless here. They will be the winner of week 1 of the Aorus Showstopper series here, and with that walk away with 50,000 INR. They will continue to be the champions on moving into week number 2. An absolute delight. This flick coming in. Pasha was on point with the operator throughout the entire match. We did see him miss. I think there was that one peak coming in towards Hookah. We did see him miss unconventionally, but by and large, they pretty much had this game sealed, and they had their team play on point, and Nameless never really in any doubt of who was going to be walking away the winner in that second map. And a pretty straightforward series coming in Nameless, where by and large the favorites going into this, and they prove why that was indeed the case, I see.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to see if there's any other teams going to be able to beat them here for the following weeks to come, because they are going to be the defending champions for the next few weeks here. And this week, they are still your champions here, with Nameless taking 50,000 NINR. But don't go anywhere for those of you who are watching at home, because we are going to be showing you some amazing ways to get your team, your favorite teams, to compete against our defending champion and try and take away a few chunk pool coming from them here. But nevertheless, here, Nameless will be our champions for the Showstopper Valorant week number 1 for this week. And we're going to be having more next week on week 2 here. For those of you who stay here, don't go anywhere. Click into the link here, because these are one of the teams that you will be able to watch them compete against our defending champions here. All you got to do is go to www.com and vote for one of these teams from the top 20 of the open quarters if you want to see them compete with one of the best teams here. And so far, I've seen a couple of few names here, and one of the teams that I really stood out for me is Level 0 Esports. I'm not sure if we've get enough votes coming in, and it's all up to you guys here. You guys decide who do you want to see next week out of these 20 teams. Vote for them. Go to the website, click the vote button, and they will be going up against Nameless next week for the shot of 50,000 rupees coming in here, Shade.
Yep, there's a lot of awesome names up back here. We have the Agni, the side of Agni Esports that did come in second in the Showstopper vote up in week 1. Like you said, you also have Level 0 Esports. We have the massively popular team in global esports, and we have the runners up of the open qualifiers in the Powerpuff Boys as well. So a lot of familiar names there. All you got to do, our viewers out there, is you see your favorite team, head on over to that website down below, the one that IC just mentioned, hit in and ensure that you let your friends know as well to vote for your favorite teams to ensure that they get a shot up against Nameless. Huge shout out to We Legendary Esports. They proved that they had the most fans, bringing them in to week number 1, but unfortunately Nameless just proving that they were, I think, a skill apart. But that might just be a complete different story moving into week number 2. So don't forget to move in and vote in your favorite team and see them go up against Nameless next Friday at 6 p.m. Also, for all the viewers tuning in, if you're looking to start your esports journey, if you're already a semi-pro player, gear does play a very big part in giving you an edge over your opponents, and the gaming monitor is a very big integral part of your gaming setup. And Aorus has a couple of amazing monitors for you, one being the CV2F curved gaming monitor, 165 hertz refresh rate, 1 ms response time, full HD, an absolute cracker of a monitor if you are someone who loves the curved experience. If not, we have another one in the FI27Q 27-inch HDR monitor, which is also QHD. So if you're looking to consume some content as well besides esports, is the absolute best choice for you. Huge shout out to Aorus and GIGABYTE again for an amazing event. Something very different than what we usually get to see. IC, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm looking forward to see more of you guys coming for next week here. But the rest is definitely a very unusual format. But I'm really liking it here because this is going to be encouraging you guys to vote on your favorite teams here. And as like you said as well, there are a couple of teams that we are going to be eyeing out for, especially Powerpuff Boys, who was in the grand finals previously. I'm looking forward to see if we can get enough votes for them to have a little bit of rematch with the current defending champions here. But nevertheless, here, We Legendary Esports, they had their shot. Unfortunately, it's time to give way for another team to meet our champions here. And of course, start voting here. The voting is already open, and we'll see you guys back here next week, same time, same place, for the Showstopper series here. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, Aorus and GIGABYTE, and thank you, Shade, as well, for a more enjoyable cast. And I hope you guys enjoyed that here. And my name is ICBaby12, and that's Shade Slayer. That's Shade Slayer, and we'll see you guys in the next one.